Awesome stuff right there. A perspective from a single person. And of course, in 2016, we're dealing with a raft of issues, and some of which include, you know, how to get out of singlehood. Jenny's here. She's not single. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm very well.
Great to have you here. Right, so I'm going to just mulika one of our people. Usha, come. Just bring the water. It's okay, honey. Come. It's all right. So, guys, this is Usha. She's single, all right? And she's looking. Usha, you're looking, right? Thank you. Thank you, Usha. We appreciate it. All right, thank you. Right, Jenny, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Yes.
Right, so, of course, this issue of being single and wanting to get out of it,
Yes.
I think is the hardest thing to figure out. Researchers can't figure it out.
Yes.
Where do you start? If you're single right now, what should you know before you even start thinking about getting out of singlehood?
Well, I think basically, Kobi, the first thing we need to acknowledge is that being single can sometimes be a choice. And today, a lot more people are choosing to be single. Mm-hmm. Now, if you do choose to be single, it's honorable, it's good, because that's what you want. Actually, it's biblical and it's acceptable.
Okay.
And so it is fine to be single. However, single people sometimes sabotage their own path to marriage because they bling that I'm happy to be single, I'm enjoying singlehood, I don't need stress, I don't want a commitment, and yet deep down you do. And so when you voice in the negative, then that's what you reap.
Right.
But when you do voice, yes, single, free to mingle, I'm ready, I'm of age, it's very important because somehow the networks open, and even me who has a brother who's looking, the connections can happen. One, when you're single and you think that you want to get married, it should not be something that occupies you 24/7. That you think about nothing else,
Yeah.
but I need somebody, I need someone, I need someone. It becomes obsessive. So when you actually meet someone, you get into that thing like, okay, can we get married yesterday? And so it frightens the other person, whether male or female, because it's about, setting a foundation, getting to know one another. And so many times what happens is that on the onset, say now you're single, you've gone out on your first date and you are trying to connect with this person. One, never forget that you must not seem desperate, because it's not about, okay, I'm here, I've been dating, I've seen a few people, but they haven't worked out. Now, when you meet a man or a man meets a woman, they're not interested in how many failed relationships you have had.
Okay.
And that's basically what happens.
Stop talking about your ex.
Yes.
Nobody cares.
I mean, really, at this point, it's not about exposing yourself within your invulnerabilities. It's about setting a platform for knowing one another. And what is very crucial and very important is, one, can you exercise a level of curiosity? It's not also an opportunity where you go to bling bling, I don't know, what's your title here?
Producer.
Producer.
Yes, producer, presenter.
Yes. Oh, my name is Kobi. I'm the producer of AM Live NTV. Yeah. I'm just about to be director of, you're blinging your titles and who you are.
You're just throwing out everything.
You're throwing out.
Yes.
So what you do when you throw out all these things, you intimidate the person who you're meeting for the very first time.
Oh.
Actually, it is an opportunity to conceal a lot about your position, your identity, your intelligence, and create an environment of curiosity.
Okay.
Now, it's not an opportunity where you bling bling your sexiness.
Yeah.
It's about being cute. It's about being sensuous. It's about just being, real. It's about being authentic. It's about being genuine. And also, it's not an opportunity to offload all those confidential things in your life. Not at all.
That is a don't.
That is a don't.
Okay.
It is not the time. Because what you are doing is you're connecting with someone who you are trying to suss out and seeing is there, whatever. So one of the things that also need to come out, I think, in this kind of an engagement is that who you are in terms of your values, your foundational values need to be what becomes real at this time. And so I think that many young people sabotage their path on their first date, on their second date, on their third date, and nobody wants you anyway because I don't think I can handle that woman. She's too much. Or that guy, Now, it's not about wealth. It's not about how much somebody has. It's about the potential that they have to create wealth in the future. So what we should look at is ambition. Regrettably, we are a society that is very materialistic.
You look at the car.
You look, exactly.
Where does he live?
Exactly.
What kind of job does he have?
Exactly.
What is he wearing?
Exactly.
What kind of phone?
Exactly.
You can't eat any of those things. And
So
none of those things will love you.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
But I know enough young men who, on their hand and they want to catch, they'll go for a car hire. They will take the kind of car that they think that you want. Two, they will get the phone that they need to have, whether they beg, borrow, or steal. They have an image that is actually false to be able to impress, because that is the in thing. So I would say that the material things should not be what impresses you. It should be, just the values, the character
of the person.
Exactly, of this person.
Now, Jenny, one thing that we must talk about is, and there's this book that's out that's kind of trending globally. It's called The Wait.
Yes.
And it's with Devon Franklin and his wife, Megan Good, and they talk about how they decided to wait even after they'd met. And even when they started dating and courting, and even when they got engaged, they decided to wait. And it's they talk about waiting for your soulmate.
Yes.
And just remaining and purifying yourself and making yourself better. Is it real? And then how do you start to exercise that? How do you go back to the drawing board and focus on bettering yourself rather than going out and looking for this person and messing up on dates?
Well, what basically happens, Kobi, is that as individuals and human beings, we are needy. And the need that is within us is the need to be accepted, to be appreciated, to be loved, and to have a sense of belonging. It's a need. Now, when we do get into a relationship, our past influences how we conduct ourselves. If, for example, you are not raised by a father, you're a girl and you are not raised by a father, the male figure is very exciting for you because it's something that you really never had in your life. And you need their acceptance and love more than another person who grew up with a father figure. Now, if you had self-esteem issues, you grew up thinking, I'm not pretty, I'm not good enough, I'm not tall enough, I'm not light enough, all these I'm not. When you get someone that affirms you, that you're beautiful, you get blown over. All right?
Yeah.
So those are some of the hindrances to fruitful, healthy relationships because of who you are as an individual and your own saboteurs. So I would say you need to learn to begin by accepting yourself, affirming yourself, appreciating yourself, and growing as an individual before you can be able to form a relationship with another person. Now, when you form a relationship with another person, when you are confident about yourself and when you're happy with who you are, you don't need to jump into a physical relationship instantly because you're comfortable in your skin, you're comfortable in your space, and you can say, this is what I want. But when you need the other person to validate you, that's when you end up being, on a speed date and taking it all the 360 degree.
Right.
Because you want to belong. You want total acceptance. You want
it now.
Instant gratification.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, now.
Because you've been single for so long.
Yes.
Yeah. And you think that this is the thing that will fix it. Yeah.
However, the instant, fix doesn't quite work. It works for the second. What happens is that, how you conduct yourself also affects the other person, because they also wonder, is this the way you behave with the first date each time? So I think actually when you sell yourself short, you lose opportunities. Two, you've got to know that whether a man or a woman, a level of mystery around a connection provokes curiosity, provokes excitement. I mean, if you're like, here I am, just take me. If you do that, you lose something. But when you say, now, I want this relationship to grow. I want this relationship to create a level of trust and confidence to be able to, make a level of friendship. Now, you earn respect from the other person.
Okay.
And I think that's what we lose too fast. We work on the here and now in terms of also instant gratification, not necessarily for the other person, but intended for self.
Right.
And so if we can guard our heart, guard our environment,
check our ego.
Check our egos.
Yeah, we need to check our ego.
Yes, because that's what we need massaged so much. And the massaging of the ego is as a result of injured egos,
right,
past relationships, childhood upbringing, self-esteem issues. So there are so many things,
right,
that affect you as an individual. So if you think that you don't feel in control of yourself and your destiny, and I like what you said about purpose,
yeah,
because a relationship is actually intended for someone to come into your space and to walk a journey of life with you so that they can support you, accomplish your purpose and your passion in life.
Yeah.
Not for you to fit into theirs or for you to, it's about complementing one another along this journey of life. So how would you know that this person has come to complement you? You will know because you will spend time listening, hearing, as opposed to acting. Because when you do get intimate too early, you lose your mind. You have the cocaine feel that I talk about.
Yeah.
You begin to start getting drunk in this love. And so you're not rational anymore because you're overwhelmed with the love hormones.
Oh, Jenny, my goodness. We could talk about this all day. Fantastic advice. Right, we have a caller on the line. I believe he's been holding. Evans from Moyale, good morning. Hi, Evans. Hello. All right, let's try and get Evans back on the line. I think, yeah. There's something, of course, also to be said.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. He's there.
How are you, Kobi?
We're good, Evans. How are you?
Yeah, I want to congratulate Karina for such a merciful show in the morning.
Thank you so much. Can we get the volume in the studio up, Matolo, please?
Okay, my comment is, these people, when you say that single and free to mingle.
Yes.
So sometimes you find somebody is single for maybe he or she has been from the breakup.
Yeah.
But that mingling, he or she also finds himself on the second relationship.
On the what relationship?
On the second relationship, maybe after someone has come being single, maybe after breakups or
so you're talking about seeing two people at the same time. That's called infidelity, Evans.
Okay.
Yes.
So I was saying that.
Yeah.
How most men are never successful being single in life.
Okay, that's a good question.
So how will you advise those single men in their day in, day out activities so that they can achieve their purpose and dreams?
Good question, Evans.
Good
yes,
question,
single
Evans.
men.
There, thank you for your compliment. Now, this is what I will say. You know, life is not just to be lived without a plan.
Yeah.
Somehow, there's a time to be a child, there's a time to be a young adult, there's a time for connection and being able to find a partner in life. There's a time for children, and there's a time for being a grandparent.
Right.
So it's a cycle. Now, you need to recognize the season of singlehood and enjoy that season. However, you need to recognize the season to narrow down, to find a partner, and to be able to move on and have children if God blesses you. The Word of God says that it is a good thing when a man finds a wife.
Yeah.
And it also says, not just that he who finds a wife finds a good thing, but it continues to say, and obtains favor from God. Meaning that God loves it when a young man finds a bride and they come together and they become one and they bring forth a godly offspring.
Right.
So it's a very good thing. Now, when a man doesn't get married at the right time, what basically happens is that, one, he gets occupied with creating wealth. Two, he gets too comfortable in his space as single. And three, I mean, I don't need no one mess up my life. I'm happy to
Yeah.
just do what I do, how I do
Because the
it.
freedom is so comfortable.
Thank you.
Yes.
Now, that freedom becomes too comfortable, and then responsibility becomes something that he's not ready to take on. What does that mean? He becomes selfish, self-centered. Me, myself, and I. I don't want anyone messing up. I don't want no children spoiling my house. I don't want to be responsible for anyone. Now, he also gets to a level where, because he has matured, he's got some money and he's got some fame, because he's of age and he's not getting married, he breaks hearts left, right, and center.
Okay.
And that becomes his lifestyle. And so he enjoys it, actually. It becomes a cycle of his life.
But this man must have a heart. This man must want love.
He does.
Okay.
But he gets to the level where he cannot trust a woman because he's so used to using, dumping, trashing, that his mind views women as people to be used and trashed.
Wow.
Now, there is, of course, on the other hand, where a man has been hurt and he's afraid of being hurt again. And that becomes what we call fear of intimacy. He's afraid to be hurt, and so he doesn't want to engage with someone to a level where he can become vulnerable and just hurt. And three, it's a choice. As we said, if you don't want to get married and you want to live an honorable life as a single person, so be it. It is honorable, it is acceptable, it's godly.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
And so what is most important is to be truthful to yourself, is to be real, and is to be real genuine. What do you want? I would want to settle down. Now, more and more people are getting married later in life. Yeah. And that's why you would see that simple statistics here that really, I think 80% or 85% are single.
Okay.
Question is, why? Now, a couple of things happen to sabotage a path to marriage. Number one, as you grow up, your parents drill into you that the most important thing in life is career. The most important thing in life is to be independent. The most important thing in life is to own property. When you've had those things, now you can look for Mr. Right or Miss Right.
Right.
It doesn't go that way. In my books, this is what is important. That when it's time, you need to find a life partner. If you are thinking marriage, career, education, all those things can continually be pursued when you are walking the journey of life together.
Together, right.
When you pursue, you pursue your bachelor's. After you've gotten your bachelor's, you want your master's degree. usually, any university that is worth its repute will not just take on a graduate of a bachelor's
Right.
without work experience. You need to be out for a year, you need to work, then you can master in your area of passion.
Right.
What generally happens is that your first degree is not necessarily what you choose to master in. And when you do get exposed at the work front, you recognize, actually, my passion is on another area.
Okay.
That's exactly what happens in marriage. You lose opportunities because you want your master's, your PhD before I find Miss or Mr. Right.
Right.
It becomes late in life.
Exactly, and you end up delaying something that could possibly, and you can walk together.
You walk together.
You can walk together and it's
And
okay.
you grow together.
And it's okay.
Yes.
All right, I like that. Good morning, Faith. Hi, Faith.
Hi, Kobi.
How are you, darling?
I'm fine, thank you. I love your show, Kobi.
Thank you
Nice.
so much, sweetheart.
And I
Asante
love
sana.
Karina.
Ah, thank you. Asante sana. You have a question, comment, love?
Yes.
Okay, go
Okay,
ahead.
maybe it's an advice, yeah?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So, okay, I was single and I was seeing like clock was ticking. So I decided let me rush, and I made the biggest mistake in my life.
Wow.
And my advice to the single ladies, Kobi,
Yes.
don't rush. Because I'm living a miserable life right now. I wish I could turn the clock back and
Yeah.
go back to the old days.
Wow.
I could have just waited, like you're saying, waiting.
Yes.
I could have just done that.
Oh, Faith, thank you so much for
Yeah.
sharing that with us. And also, I just want to encourage you that, it's not the end, You're not at the
Yeah.
end of your life and this is now you've been sentenced to be miserable because you just made a mistake. No.
Yes.
I think it's okay. I think that you will be fine, and I think that there are second chances that come to us every day.
Okay.
Yeah, so hang in
Thank
there.
you.
Hang in there, Faith. Definitely. Jenny, what can you say to Faith?
Yes, Faith, thank you for calling, and thank you for being so candid and open.
Yeah.
What I would say is that we learn from our past experiences, and sometimes our genuineness, our naivety makes us jump into an opportunity, as she says.
And also
my
fear.
biological clock is ticking.
Yeah.
I'm afraid. And so it's not that you don't see. When you meet this person, you see a lot of red flags, but you choose to ignore them and say, when we get married, I'll fix this, I'll fix that, I'll fix the other. I think what is important is to recognize that you will never fix anyone. The way they are is as a result of their foundations, where they come from, how they've grown up, what they believe in. And so when there are foundational issues, I would say don't even think that you can fix them. Just know that this is not someone that you're cut from the same cloth with.
Okay.
And it's not worth the risk. I believe in marriage.
Yeah.
But I believe that life is bigger than marriage.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for a partner so that you can be happy, that's a misconception, because you hold on to your singlehood. I'm not happy. I will be happy when I find a partner. When you are searching for someone, you need to be happy. You need to apply humor.
Yeah.
You need to be comfortable. That's how you attract the other person, because
Yeah.
you're happy.
Almost being completely yourself.
Yes.
The way you'd be if you were alone.
You are
not putting
so-
up this mask.
Yes.
Because you can't hold on to it for the rest of your life.
No, you can't.
Right, okay.
Everybody loves to be with someone who's their authentic self,
Okay.
and someone who is happy, and someone who can bring forth laughter.
I love it. Jenny, one of the things that I have to talk about today is this taboo that surrounds being single. So, it mostly comes from married people, or it mostly comes from our parents, the older generation. When are you going to get married?
Yes.
What's wrong with you?
Yes.
Why can't you pick a mate?
Yes.
How old are you? And the
Yes.
age thing is huge.
Yes.
Past the age of 30, people look at you like you have a disease.
Yes.
And so I
Yeah.
think that is what is applying so much pressure, even in church.
Yeah.
When the pastor is talking, he's like, for all the single people but don't worry, you know.
Yeah.
So it ends up creating this stigma,
Yeah.
like there's something wrong with you.
Yes.
Can we talk to the married people, the clergy,
Yes.
the counselors?
Yes.
Stop making us feel like there's something wrong with us.
Nothing feels bad
Yeah.
as when people feel stigmatized. There is absolutely nothing wrong with being single.
Right.
It's a season in life.
Ooh, excuse me.
And that's a good season. Actually, when you're single, travel all you can. Sleep all you can.
Yes, ma'am.
Because now you'll not be comfortable. Maybe a baby is crying there. A lot of things change. You'll be responsible for others. So while you are single, don't sit there and brood about being single. Enjoy life to the fullest, but do the right things. Now, when mothers speak about you being single, or parents, or clergy, or whoever, it's a way of being concerned, Kobi, I think.
Okay.
I'm reminded that when my daughter became 30, the father asked me, Jenny, what are you doing about talking to your daughter about getting a husband?
Yeah.
And I thought, but Bob, you've chased all the men away. Whoever used to come, you've chased them all away.
It's all the father's fault.
It's all the fathers. So what are you asking me now?
Yeah.
But I want to say that was a sort of also a wake-up call.
Right.
And we had that conversation, you know. And at that point, my daughter was desiring to do an MBA.
Okay.
Okay, go back to school, in fact, go to England, have an MBA. And we had conversation. By the way, it's not time now to pursue an MBA. I think it's time to think about settling down and having a home. Now, it's not something we need to take negatively. It's a recognition that according to the developmental stage in life, the time to settle down is now. What basically I think goes wrong is that we wait too late to talk about it.
Okay.
We need to sort of win young men, win young women into appreciating the family life.
Okay.
So that as they continue to get of age, they are already knowing that just as you desire to have your MBA, there is another MBA in the family that needs to happen. And that is about meeting someone that is like-minded, someone that I can be attracted to, and we begin a family life.
Okay, fantastic.
Yes.
Now, just as I wind up, Jenny, I think this is crucial.
Don't tell me time is up.
Time is up. We're way past time, actually. So one of the things that I definitely need to talk about before we go, I think it's what you've been saying, you know, of it's time.
It's time.
It's time for you to settle down now.
Yeah.
It's time for you to find a mate. And
Yeah.
Jenny, it is the hardest thing in the world for
I
you to
know.
actually, we've made that decision. I can speak for so many single people.
Yeah.
We have made the decision, you know, that it is time we know.
Yes.
But finding that person
Good.
and being able to actually settle down, it's like a battle.
Good.
How do you do
I
it?
like that, Kobi.
Yeah.
Number one, people are many out there. In fact, we need to do something on being single and free to mingle, and we
Yeah.
can invite all the young people.
Should we have a whole
and
thing?
just not on camera.
Not on camera, no.
We will do it in private.
Jenny, let's do it.
Because there are so many young men I know who are looking for
Good men.
good men.
Yeah, I know good women.
And you know the good women
Yeah.
that are single and are looking. Now, what happens is in the past, there were ways of bringing them together.
Yeah.
Now, they are not there. People are busy with their careers, and then also their networks are not wide enough to be able to meet these people.
Yeah.
Two, when they meet these people who are potential partners, they have such skewed expectations. You know, what they are looking for doesn't exist because you're looking for already ready-made material. When you're looking for a young man, Kobi, you'll never find my husband.
Right.
Because I fix him. Every woman fixes her man. So you will be able to find someone that is raw and is really ready.
Na hajafika.
Hajafika bado.
Give him a break.
Right. Hajafika.
Okay.
But together, complementing one another, he will be what you have always wanted. But if you're looking for that ready-made, you will not find. You will only find the ready-made in another woman's husband.
Right. That's how you end up being a side chick, a mistress.
Chick.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because the ready-made one looks cool, but believe me, he was never cool when he never had that woman who's a good thing and who brought favor in his life.
Jennie, you're the best. Okay, so listen, Jennie and I are going to have a speed dating event.
We will bring potential suitors.
Okay.
Potential.
Jennie, I think this is the best thing you've ever done on this show. All right. So if you're single, if you're a woman or a man, and you think that you're a good man, and you know, you feel like actually it's just life. Life has thrown you a curveball and you can't find your mate, please log on to our social media platforms and inbox us. Don't write it on the wall.
Yes.
Inbox us and I'll connect you to Jennie and we'll come up with a way to hook guys up on AM Live.
Yes.
Right?
I think it's very important.
Yeah.
Aunties used to hook up. Parents used to hook up.
Friends, co-workers. We don't no longer do that anymore.
We just look on our
Everybody's
own.
in a situationship.
Yes.
People are in situationships, people are in weird situations. Anyway,
Yes.
Jennie,
So-
we have to revisit this.
Yes.
All right, so guys,
Okay.
please log on to our social media platforms. If you're a mom, if you're a dad, you know someone, you're a pastor, you know someone who's single, who's doing really well, and you're looking for them to meet someone who's like-minded, AM Live and TV.
We'll provide an opportunity of fellowship,
Yes.
of fun,
Yay.
of friendship.
Honesty and
The
authenticity.
rest they will do for themselves.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Thank you, Jennie.
Okay,
all right,
thank
we
you.
answered your question earlier on the show. We're all about Rio Olympics this season. Who is the first American athlete to compete in the Olympics wearing a hijab? And it's Ibtihaj Mohammed. Really beautiful lady. All right, and our winners are, before I show you who she is, all right, our winners are, cash goes to Nemo Wairimo, okay? Hamper goes to Bobin Kavele, and another hamper goes to Frank Muredi. Congratulations to you guys, you've won. Right, so Jennie, shall we take a look at this lady?
Sure.
Yeah, she won. I think it was yesterday, if I'm not wrong.
Great.
All right, let's keep it right here on NTV for up-to-date Olympic and sports news coming from Brazil in Rio. It's the 2016 Olympics. And if you're single, hang in there, man. It's going to be awesome. Your mate is coming. Thanks,
Yes.
Jennie. You're the best. You're the best.
Thank
Asante.
you.
All right, take care, everybody. We leave you with this awesome clip. Bye.